My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside.
Oh my God, guys. In a stunning and deeply unsettling twist to the already explosive saga surrounding Diddy, Ava Barron, the young girl he once introduced to the world as his adopted daughter, has now resurfaced, and she is exposing the horror she went through during her time living with Diddy and his kids. Her recent statements have sent shockwaves through the public, as she levels serious allegations not only against Diddy, but also against his son, Christian Combs. According to Ava, her adoption wasn't rooted in love or family. It was a publicity stunt. She claims she was paraded in front of cameras and strategically included in Diddy's social media image to polish his reputation and project the image of a benevolent father figure. But behind the scenes, Ava paints a picture of manipulation, emotional control, and alleged within the Combs household. Even more disturbing are Ava's allegations regarding her personal experiences during her time living with the family. Guys, I am telling you, you are not ready for the shocking story I am about to spill, so hold on tights to your jaws because they are about to get dropped.
Diddy once bragged about adopting a white daughter off the street. In the video, she said her name was Ava Baroni Combs. Twitter's community notes said it was a joke, but people are not so sure. You see, Diddy's ex-bodyguard said the reason Diddy's homes were raided was because he made girls go into ex-traffic work. And some say Ava was part of this ring. And what's even crazier, there is a missing girl named Ava Grace Baldwin who disappeared when she was 14. And the missing picture looks the same. People track down her TikTok and people are worried for her since she's in a hotel with a man. So people think that she was sold into this life.
Now, in a shocking and deeply disturbing twist of events, Ava Barron, the girl Diddy once paraded as his adopted daughter during a feel-good Instagram live moment in 2020, has re-emerged, and what she's saying now is blowing the lid off that carefully crafted narrative. For years, people wondered what happened to Ava, whose sudden appearance and equally sudden disappearance left fans suspicious. Now, her voice is back, and it's powerful. Ava is speaking out, and she's not holding back. She claims her adoption wasn't a selfless act of love. It was a publicity stunt staged during the pandemic to boost Diddy's image and distract from growing scrutiny over his behavior and reputation. And yes, remember that Instagram Live where Diddy introduced her to the world, saying he found her on the streets and gave her a home? According to Ava, that entire story was a performance, a script written to paint Diddy as a hero, while the truth, she says, was far darker. Ava now alleges that during her time in the Combs household, she endured experiences so troubling that she had no choice but to disappear from the spotlight altogether. What's more, she claims that Christian Combs, Diddy's son, also played a role in what she describes as an emotionally damaging environment. While she hasn't gone into graphic detail yet, her words suggest a toxic, controlling atmosphere, one that completely contradicts the polished image Diddy tried to sell to the public. And let's talk about that disappearance. After the 2020 live stream, where many viewers noted Ava looked visibly uncomfortable and distant, she vanished. No updates, no appearances, not a single acknowledgement from Diddy about her whereabouts. The world was left wondering, where is Ava Barron? Now we know she was silenced and likely suffering in private while the Combs PR machine rolled on. Ava's return and her willingness to speak out add a devastating new layer to the avalanche of allegations already surrounding Diddy. Her story ties into the bigger narrative being exposed, one that involves manipulation, exploitation, and of power under the guise of family, mentorship, and industry success. Guys, what was once spun as a heartwarming act of generosity, a billionaire music mogul adopting a young girl in need during the pandemic, now appears to be twisted lies. Sources close to and Ava are now suggesting that her so-called adoption may have been nothing more than a smokescreen for Diddy's sick desires. Ava alleges that her time with Diddy and his family, it was far from the glamorous, nurturing environment Diddy portrayed on social media. In fact, her allegations paint a much darker picture, one of neglect, emotional manipulation, and being treated more like a prop than a daughter. She reportedly wasn't shown the care or respect she expected from an adoptive family. Instead, her presence seemed to serve only one purpose: to make Diddy look good in front of cameras. Let's not forget that when Ava was first introduced on Diddy's Instagram Live in 2020, many viewers immediately noted her stiff posture and uncomfortable demeanor. Even back then, people were asking, is she okay? But then, almost as quickly as she appeared, Ava disappeared. No updates, no photos, no public mentions, and now, in hindsight, that silence is starting to make a lot more sense. Speculation is swirling that Ava's sudden absence wasn't coincidental. It was the result of what she allegedly endured behind the scenes, and now that she's resurfacing with claims of mistreatment, manipulation, and being used as a pawn in Diddy's public redemption arc, the public is taking a harder look at what really happened. Ava's voice is reigniting questions that were conveniently brushed aside in 2020. Why did Diddy adopt her in the first place? Why did she vanish without explanation? And what exactly was going on behind closed doors at the Combs estate? As more lawsuits, testimonies, and allegations pile up against Diddy, Ava Barron's story may be the clearest example yet of how far he was allegedly willing to go to maintain a spotless image, even if it meant using a vulnerable young girl as a marketing tool, and if Ava's claims are just the beginning. Now, here is where things get really dark, because Christian is caught right in the middle of all this drama. You see, while his father faces mounting charges and a barrage of lawsuits, Christian is now dealing with his own growing controversy, and the details are nothing short of disturbing. A lawsuit filed by yacht stewardess Grace Omar alleges that Christian Combs attempted to assault her while she was working aboard a luxury yacht, and Ava allegedly witnessed everything. The alleged incident, described in chilling detail, paints a picture of aggression and entitlement, one where Omar says she felt physically threatened and cornered by someone who believed he was untouchable. Even more alarming, the case wasn't tossed aside like so many celebrity scandals tend to be. The judge has refused to dismiss it, signaling that the evidence and testimony presented are strong enough to proceed through the courts. That alone speaks volumes. According to the lawsuit, Christian allegedly exhibited erratic and forceful behavior, escalating to the point where Omar feared for her safety. Her claims outline an encounter that goes far beyond inappropriate. It's predatory. She alleges that Christian used his status and surroundings as a shield, assuming no one would believe or protect her. But she's fighting back and she's being heard. This lawsuit on its own would be enough to spark outrage. But paired with Ava Barron's recent allegations, which include troubling claims about her treatment in the Combs household and possible emotional abuse, it begins to paint a far more sinister picture of what may be a deeply embedded culture of control, entitlement, and unchecked misconduct within the Combs family dynamic. It's not just about Diddy anymore. With Christian now under legal scrutiny, the walls may be closing in on the entire empire. The public is starting to ask hard questions. What kind of environment was Christian raised in? How much of Diddy's influence shaped his behavior? And are these individual incidents or signs of a broader, more disturbing pattern? As Grace Omar's case moves forward and Ava Barron continues to speak out, it's becoming increasingly clear that this story is far from over. We may just be scratching the surface of what's really been hidden behind the glamour, money, and music for far too long. And now, what's even even more disturbing is Ava's allegations regarding her time living with the family. While full details are still emerging, she suggests that what she endured was not only traumatic, but part of a much larger and more sinister pattern that echoes the other accusations currently swirling around Diddy. She also implicated Christian Combs in her claims, though she has not yet elaborated fully on what role he allegedly played. This revelation comes at a time when Diddy is already drowning in lawsuits, federal investigations, and explosive allegations from former associates, employees, and now family. If Ava's story is confirmed or supported by additional evidence or testimony, it could not only amplify the existing cases against Diddy, but also permanently shatter the carefully crafted image of the Combs dynasty. As of now, neither Diddy nor Christian Combs has publicly responded to Ava's resurfaced claims, but the internet is already on fire and the industry is bracing for impact. Ava Barron may have been silenced before, but now she's speaking loud enough for the world to hear. But the drama surrounding the Combs family is unfolding like a high-stakes legal thriller. With Diddy in court, Ava is potentially preparing to testify, and the carefully maintained Combs legacy is showing deep public cracks. If Ava does take the stand, her testimony could be a turning point, not just for the cases at hand, but for how we view celebrity families, power, and the hidden cost of fame. Her reemergence adds a human face to the allegations swirling around this powerful dynasty. It's no longer just about contracts and courtrooms. It's about what happens behind closed doors when the cameras are off and the headlines fade. Ava's story forces us to confront an uncomfortable reality. Even in the most glamorous households, vulnerability can be weaponized, and those who dare to speak out often face unimaginable pressure to stay silent. Whether you believe she was used, neglected, or caught in something even darker, one thing is clear: the narrative has changed. Ava Barron is no longer just the girl Diddy adopted. She's a voice that could help expose a culture of silence and power imbalance that has lived unchecked for too long. And now, with the world watching, the Combs family may have to answer for far more than anyone expected. What do you think about this unraveling story? Do Ava's allegations reflect a bigger problem within celebrity circles, or is this just the start of something even deeper? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to check out our other videos to ensure you are all up to date with all the latest tea. Till next time, bye.